On the at 6 o'clock, South Carolina joining all 50 states asking Congress to study artificial intelligence, which they say is being used to exploit children through child abuse.
The South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson says AI is being used to create deep fakes that depict sexual abuse of children, both real and non-existent. The letter proposes legislation to protect children from that abuse, and Wilson released a statement saying in part, quote, "I am the chief prosecutor of the state, but even more importantly, I'm a dad. Doing all I can to ensure children are safe and protected from exploitation is my top priority."